Okay guys, today on the Copper Catcher, we're headed up. You guys will see, but I'll have the machine long before you guys will actually see this video anyway, so it doesn't really matter. We're gonna go look at some mini skid steers so that I don't have to handle this stuff anymore. I'll be buying one. I'm riding with a buddy of mine, Michael. He owns the local cafe, his family does. So we're headed up to a Richie's Brother auction to look at a bunch of attachments and mini Chinese skid steers. I've seen enough online. I know what I need to do to fix them, change them, upgrade them. So that's what we're going to do, and check them out. This is a couple days before the auction, so we should be able to go in and walk around and look at them before we bid on them. So that's what we're going to do. He's looking for attachments for an actual full-size skid steer. He's got a skid steer and mini excavator, a bunch of equipment too. So he's going to go up and look at some attachments and whatnot, and that's where we're going to go from here. So see you then. Okay guys, today on the Copper Catcher, I don't know what I shot before this video, so I'm just going to go with it. I'll make another one, I guess. We're going to get all the wire over here, throw it in the sling cart. If the sling cart has nothing in it, which it does not, we're going to get it thrown in the sling cart, and then I'm going to get the rest of this process down over here. Get the rest of that process down and get it in the sling cart if I can or need to, and then of course chop up everything I need over here behind you guys. The chopper use what you guys are stuck on. So yeah, we're gonna get that process down, and I got some good stuff coming, guys, for the channel. It's gonna help me out a lot. There'll be some modifications going to it when I buy it, but I haven't bought it yet. I will be buying it tomorrow. It's not what you guys think it's going to be. You'll be probably surprised. Well, you guys won't be surprised, because you old timers that's been watching me struggle with this stuff for a while. So it'll be nice to get this thing, and it'll help the shop out quite a bit. So let me get you set up here, and we'll go from there. Alright guys, I'm just sitting here peeling wire. I did a big pile already. I was sitting here, I didn't realize the time lapse ran out. But when I was sitting here, I was thinking about it. I was trying to answer some of your guys' comments. That last trip to the scrapyard, there was a couple people wanted to know how much money I spent to make that much money. And the honest answer is I don't know. I have no idea. I probably spent somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000 to make that, is what I'm guessing. But because I buy these in like truckloads when they come in, I really don't keep track of it. I keep cash, available so that I can pay when I get it and weigh it. But other than that, I have no idea. I would guess somewhere between $5,000 and $7,000. Some of the other questions I had, guys were asking me about moving the shop around. Obviously, you guys see it's been moved around. You guys will see a video of me moving it around before this airs. But I'm sorry I don't respond to your guys' comments on there directly. I just can't keep up with them, and scrap, and YouTube, and everything else that I do. So it's just one of those things. I probably should get somebody to do that kind of stuff, but my channel's not big enough. If I don't get to your question, or I forget your question, ask it again, I guess, would be the best way, because the more times I see them kind of comments on there, the more I'll remember to say something about it. But I'll already have it before this video comes out, so I don't know why I'm trying to keep it a secret. But I'm going to buy a Chinese mini skid steer, and I'm going to have to modify it a little bit, just because I know it won't pick up those totes that I deal in, those water totes. Those water totes with aluminum wire in them, each one of them is right at about 1,000 pounds of wire in a 100-pound tote. So it's about 1,100 pounds. The one I'm buying will pick up 825, is what it says from the way it is. Of course, we all know that's crap, but it's definitely going to help me out here around the shop, moving these big piles of wire around, especially when the weather is bad like it was and has been. And my parking lot, when this stuff thaws all out, which it's already starting to thaw out, tomorrow's supposed to be, today and tomorrow was the coldest 2 days. Today is Wednesday the 11th, I think. Yeah, the 11th of January. Today and tomorrow is supposed to be pretty cold. The rest of the time it seems to be like it's going to be pretty nice, but I don't know if we'll get any more snow, which that thing will help out big time for that. I'll be able to plow my own driveway, take care of that, move gravel around, recondition the parking lot. It's an all-around thing. I'm going to take some of that last scrap run I had, and I'm going to buy one at an auction tomorrow, which it'll be long over by the time you guys see this video. But I got some big steel plates out there. I'm going to make some counterweights for it. I'll make a video on it. I don't even know how I'm going to cut them down, because them plates are about 3-inch thick plates. Buddy of mine owns a welding shop. He might have torches big enough to cut it or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I may just bolt them on there the way they are, or weld some brackets on them or something. But I'm definitely know I'm going to have to put some counterweight on the back of it to be able to pick up. Now, from everything I've seen and studied, I've been watching YouTube videos, of course, about these skid steers. The one I'm looking at is like a 24 horse, and it's like the middle of the road. It's like the biggest gas powered ones you can get, and they really only make 3 styles. They make diesel powered, of course, 3-cylinder Kubota diesel ones. They're a little bit out of my price range. I don't want to spend that kind of money on them. They make like a 14 horse single cylinder, and then they make a twin cylinder 24 horse. Pretty much is what I found out there. But I'm getting the 24 horse one. They're a little bit heavier. I'm still debating on which model I'm going to buy at this particular auction I'm looking at, and irregardless, whichever one I get, it's going to be a pretty decent machine from what I can tell. The one machine that I'm getting is a new machine. It's only been out for 3 or 4 months, and in the American market, of course, and it's not a lot of YouTube videos out there, but from what I can tell, it's basically the same as a couple other brands. So I watched a lot of reviews on those other brands, and it should do everything I need it to do here, especially with these piles of wire. Moving these piles of wire, pulling them out of the back of the truck, doing all that stuff is just, it's too hard on us. It's hard on our bodies. It's hard on me. And I got to do something about moving this stuff around when the weather isn't permitting, because this stuff doesn't stop, guys. It will eventually, but as of right now, there's from what I can tell, there's not a whole lot of slowdown in the future. Hopefully for 3 or 4 more years at least. I don't know how long, but it's looking pretty promising over the next few years. But it will come to an end eventually. And I'll have to go back to my old style, scrapping and buying welders and tearing welders down, but hopefully by then my channel's grown pretty good size. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to get some forks for it. It's gonna come with a bucket, of course, but this particular auction I'm looking at don't have any forks for the mini skid steers. They got forks for regular skid steers, but they're too big and too heavy. So I come down here earlier and was looking around, and it kind of just hit me. But my Big Joe, now I've only used it a couple times, guys, on the channel. That Big Joe sits over there and it don't do anything. And it's got the perfect forks and plate and everything on it. I even thought about cutting the whole tower off and welding it to a plate to where I could just pick a box up and raise and lower it like a forklift with the whole tower. Maybe cut the tower in half, I don't know. But I don't want to put a whole bunch of weight out on the front of the machine, because the more weight you put on the front of the machine, the more weight you got to put on the back of the machine. So I may just take the actual plate that goes up and down on that Big Joe and the forks and take them off of there and use that plate and weld it onto a plate of my own. You can buy them mini skid steer plates for 50 or 60 bucks off Amazon. Pretty cheap, and they get them in the next day, of course. But them forks and that plate on that Big Joe are perfect for what I need. So I may do that, and I may end up buying a pair. I don't know yet. There's a couple places around here in Ohio that do sell mini skid steer stuff, Chinese stuff, that isn't real far from where I live. So I may just go buy a pair, but I don't know. It would cost me nothing. 50 bucks, whatever it would be, $50 I think for the thing. Of course, it would put that thing out of commission, but you know, I may be able to make something out of that too eventually one of these days. But I've been running the chopper and grinding up all of our plastic. You guys can see it on the floor, I hope, maybe. I don't know. You guys, I'm sure you've seen it on the floor. It's worked out real well. I have been able to put probably 3 times more stuff in my dumpster than what I was able to before. And not run out of room. Of course, it's plumb full right now because I got skipped last week, but they'll be here tomorrow to pick it up. And but yeah, I figured I'd talk to you guys a little bit. I'm trying to think of some of the other questions I had on my YouTube channel. Actually, let me see here. Maybe I'll just get on there on here and kind of read some of the comments you guys made. Scrapmeister, I will get my dog a new bed. I will, eventually. She stays upstairs here lately since the weather's so cold. She comes down for a few minutes and then she wants to go back upstairs because it's too cold down here for her. She's a big baby. She don't like the cold. I'll see if I can't get on here and answer some of your guys' questions. Sean, the snow up here normally is not that bad. We'll get 3 or 4 inches 3 or 4 times a winter, and it's gone within a week. You know, sometimes even a half a week. But this year it was pretty heavy snow, and they're saying somewhere in the forecast in February or beginning of March into February, they're projecting some more real bad snows like that too. But I don't know. It's the weather. I looked out on the temperatures and they're pretty much going to start going up above the 30s where it's not snow weather. But Peter's one of them asked me how much did I spend to make it. Scrapmeister asked me if I was going to get me a bed for the dog now. Jason commented, he was the first person. Oh yeah, one of the guys, Kevin, he said something about having low antifreeze, and he's correct. You have low antifreeze in your car, your heater won't work. But I keep an eye on my truck all the time because, well, it's a long story on that truck. That truck's got 550,000 miles on it, and I think it's got a small head gasket leak. So it wants to blow antifreeze off the reservoir. So I'm always checking it, but I leave the cap loose so that it can vent, so it doesn't build up pressure and blow it all out. So it actually, I keep an eye on it all the time. But that was not what was wrong with it. It was the -3 degrees, and my mixture of antifreeze is not 50-50 like it should be because I add to it all the time. Sometimes I add just straight water, sometimes I add straight concentrate. I just kind of go off the color. And for the most part, as long as it looks green, you know, it'll handle down to 10 degrees, 20 degrees, no problem. It's when you get down to below that 0 mark, antifreeze really, you really have to be really precise on your measurements on it. And I should have probably drained it and put back straight 50-50 back in it before winter, but usually, like I said, our winters aren't that bad. Chris, he asked me how much profit was. I don't know. I mean, if I spent $5,000, then I made $9. If I spent $7, then I only made $6 or $7. But a lot of people, that was a lot of loads. That was a lot of big loads, and that was a full month of work. Maybe even 5 weeks worth of work. I'm not exactly sure on the last trip I made up there, but it was at least a full month. So it was a lot of work. There was a lot of aluminum. There was, I don't know, you guys can add it up. I didn't even add it up, but it was somewhere around 6,000 pounds of aluminum. Go to another video. I've been pretty slow, guys, on posting videos just because it's somebody asked me to do different videos of time lapse. I'll think about that when I'm doing it. Hopefully I'll remember. This is back before the shop was, well, the shop was moved before this video came out that I'm looking at. This is the video of multiple days and 15 minutes. A couple people commented on it too. And one guy said, have you ever thought about moving it over? I had already thought about it. I actually already had moved the shop. It's been in my thought for at least 2 months, just because when I get those great big piles of plastic over there, I had to move them out, carry them outside, throw them out in the dumpster. It'd fill the dumpster up. I was like, I have to figure something out. Well, then I thought about this machine that's been sitting over here and I hadn't used it. I tore the sluice and everything apart, which it's kind of crazy that I named my channel the Copper Catcher. And the reason I named the channel the Copper Catcher is because I was catching copper in the sluice back when I started the channel, when I built the sluice and had it over here along the wall, basically where you guys are sitting. And that's what the channel was named after. And I don't even have it no more. I tore it out because I needed the shop space. But I am looking at a granulator. One of the guys did ask me if I had a granulator and where I was getting it, because he couldn't find any in the States. I contacted Venar. It's a Chinese company. They make granulators. There's ACCER company, or ACCE, and Veneer, which actually the same exact machine that Big Stacks just got is the exact same machine that I was looking at buying like 6 months ago. And the thing that makes me hesitant on it, guys, and the place where I take my scrap, love it to death. He told me, my salesman told me that they don't like chop. They don't like copper chop. And They don't buy it because they don't have a customer for it. Now, he said he would buy mine, but I would get a lower rate for it. Now, I told him that all my stuff would be separated and it would all be tested. There would be no tin coated wire and the copper wire. And there would be, he just joined us. What are you doing? Huh? What are you doing? Yeah. But I told him I would separate it and check it before I run all my wire. I'd make sure that the no tin coated got mixed in there. And he said he could deal with, they could get it, probably get rid of it in a couple ways. And he said, why don't you just sell me the wire the way it is? And we talked about that. I need to get in more detail on what he's actually going to pay me, because it may be worth just taking it to him and letting him pay me the way it is for the rubber coated stuff. But because it's number 2, a majority of this stuff, even this what I'm stripping, was number 2 to begin with. There was 2 layers, multiple layers of insulation. So because of that, I feel like I get screwed on the price. So I may strip all that stuff down, run it through the stripper the first time to get the outer layer off, and sell it like this as number 1 to him and see what he thinks. I need to talk to him a little more. But I would really like to buy the chopper. I know you guys would enjoy it, watching it, and me running it. It's just something to add to my channel. And I mean, I've got piles of it, guys. You guys can't see it because it's behind you. But there's a pile here. There's probably 200 or 300 pounds here. And I think I got like 500 or 600 pounds outside. And there's another 40 pounds probably I got in this load over there by the garage door. But yeah, it's just I won't buy one. I've been talking to them. They said they could get one in. Hang on, man. Let me shut the door. Go. Let me turn you guys around this way. I've been talking to them, emailing them back and forth. They said they had one in California, and I honestly don't want to pay the shipping from California. I can get the machine from New York when it comes in sometime in the middle of this month for $2,300 if I go pick it up. It's about a 10-hour drive for me over there to where it's at, which driving doesn't matter. I won't be pulling a trailer. It's going to be just a dually. We're going to just drive over there, stay the night, probably make a day or 2 out of it. Maybe shoot you guys a YouTube video of me going over there and doing that. I don't know. They said they'd ship it to me from California for $3,300. I think it was $3,300, and that was $1,000 to ship it across the United States, and I just thought that was too much for what it is. So I may wait till it comes in and see if I reach out to them again and see if it has come in New York. I may pay them to ship it here from New York. That's different. It may be, you know, half the price, and it may be worth it for me to not miss a couple days. I don't know. We may make a little vacation out of it or something. But you guys let me know what you think, what you want to see on the channel. If you guys enjoy watching it. We got a bunch more wire to do. I'm gonna knock all this out tonight. I hope you guys can see that in the background. I'm gonna knock all this out tonight. I've got more over here on the scale. There's a bunch more over here. I'm gonna try to get it all done, just because I got a whole bed full of truck stuff, but it's all 90% of the stuff that I have in the truck is stuff that's going to have to go through the granulator. So it's one of those things. It's, do you get the granulator, run it, and I guess what I need to talk to Evan about is if I do like 1,000-pound, container of it, if they could send it to their foundries and have it tested, and okay the purity of my stuff, running it through my stuff, and then they could give me, better prices for it. Well, I watched what's his name over in New Jersey, the guy that owns the scrapyard. I can't think what his name is right now, or even the channel. He said that they buy copper chop for a little bit over #1 price and below bare bright price. So I don't know. If I could get that kind of price out of it, I would absolutely have that machine sitting in here right now, just because of the amount of stuff that I get. But we'll just have to figure it out and see if Kremke, I don't know if I'm saying that right, Kremke can maybe find some buyers for it, because I really don't like selling it insulated. I've sold some of it to them already, and I didn't like the price I got. And it may have been a great price. It probably was a great price for it. It just, copper to me, all forms and shape. And it's just me, guys. It's the way I am. I think it's all worth at least $3 or more a pound. But I know the insulation and stuff is on insulated wire, and that's why they deduct it, and they have all the different percentages and all that, and blah, blah, blah. But I've set my shop up to process copper from basically wired down to bare bright. So with that being said, I don't like sending anything out of my shop that ain't been processed. And he probably would give me good prices on it. I'm sure he would on the insulated stuff, but I don't know. I can't do it. I sit on it and sit on it and sit on it. I mean, I've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of pounds of it. Cat 5, Cat 6 wire. I mean, you name it, I've got it. So we'll see where it goes from there. That'll probably be the end of this video, because I got to get back to work. So if you enjoy it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If I missed your comment and you want me to answer it, ask it again in my next video. And I'm going to try to do what I just did right now, at least once a month. Try to go through and talk to you guys about comments and whatever, and stuff like that. But if you like what you see and enjoy it, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, give me a hype, and until next time, enjoy our wild America.